It's the KC Arts Beat Report. I'm Patrick Neas, and my guest today is John Schaefer. He's the emeritus musician from Grace Only Trinity Cathedral. For decades, he gave us wonderful music there at the cathedral. He's still making wonderful music in various churches around town. And also, nobody goes to more concerts in Kansas City than John Schaefer. I'm absolutely certain of that. That's why he's the perfect person to talk to get sort of an overview of the past year, 2024, and the amazing musical offerings we've had in Kansas City. John is going to share some of his most memorable ones with us today. Hello, John. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for inviting me.
It's a great pleasure to talk to you. And by the way, you know, every week, Canon John Schaefer has his concert picks of the week, which you can find at kcartsbeat.com. We're very appreciative of that. And seriously, John, you go to so many concerts. It must be tough to like say what your 10 favorites were.
Oh, very much so, because there's so much quality music making in our community that it's hard to single out specific ones. But there were a few that really touched me very closely, and those are the ones I am intending to mention.
Are the ones you're
And I
going
know that may make some of my colleagues unhappy if I don't mention their particular event or events. But hey, we're striving for the top 10 in my psyche.
right? These are John's top 10. We all have our own top 10s. Did you want to rank these from count down to what you consider the best, or are they all
No,
going to be equivalent?
no. I the most recent ones are the ones that I find most memorable.
Huh?
So I'll go with the Spires Messiah, which was presented fairly recently, and that was a pretty spectacular evening. I like the way Ben approaches his music, and of course the singers and instrumentalists are fabulous. So that was a very special evening for me. Also recently was the Kansas City Symphony performance with Yun Chan Lim of the Second Concerto of Chopin.
Oh,
Um, that was so beautiful. You know, sometimes pianists can tend to bang a little bit and make the instrument not sound less than beautiful. But Mr. Lim was fantastic, and the orchestra was with him the whole way. So that would be my number two choice. And then recently, the Friends of Chamber Music presented the group from Lincoln Center, the Chamber Music Society from Lincoln Center. And that evening, their French hornist and Anne-Marie McDermott played four pieces for horn and piano by Reinhold Glier. And if playing can be described as silky, that particular person's playing of the French horn was absolutely silky, effortless, beautiful. All of us at the interval were talking about how special that particular piece was. So that would be number three. Are we going along pretty well so far?
yeah, yes, we are. And I'll
Um,
come back and ask you some questions about these later, but yeah, please keep going. We're at four now.
okay, I'll just go ahead. Now, this is not by ranking. This is just memorable performances for me. Gil Shaham playing Tchaikovsky's Concerto with the Kansas City Symphony. Jeremy Denk playing Bach at the Folly Theater. Andras Schiff's lovely, lovely evening when he was chatting up his audience and explaining the music and playing so beautifully at Hellsberg Hall. Mahler second last spring with Michael Stern and the orchestra and symphony chorus. Oh, that was so good. Oh, golly. I think I even went a second time to that.
Oh,
And then some surprises. A young lady named Gwendolyn Delaney gave a master's recital at UMKC. It was marvelously organized, but the one work that I really wanted to hear and was glad to hear was A Charm of Lullabies by Benjamin Britten.
hmm.
And I want to mention that she had tremendously good support from her pianist, John Livingston. He's really superb as well. And then it seems to me early in the year, I shouldn't try to pronounce it. Sao Paulo Orchestra played for the Harriman-Jewell series with Marin Alsop. And that was such a fun evening, beautifully played, of course, but everybody was having such a good time on stage, and it was like an evening at the pub, except there was no glasses raised. Did I mention Jeremy Denk already? Did I not, or did I
Oh,
not?
yeah, you did.
Anyway, Jeremy Denk playing Bach was also a fine evening for me.
Uh-huh.
And I think that just covers my 10, which is, again, hard for me to do because there have been so many. No, there's a couple more. One more, at least. The Liberty Symphony played a concert at the Holy Family Church north of the river, way north, northeast, Kansas City north. And it was a beautiful space. They played really well. It seems to me they played the Howard Hanson Symphony No. 2, which is one of my favorites. And they also played a piece which made use of the very, very nice organ that they have in the church. I can't remember what the piece was, but I know that I came away feeling very good indeed.
Uh-huh.
And
Was that Jim
so
Murray?
that, pardon me?
Was that Jim Murray conducting that Northland Symphony concert? Or
No, it
Liberty?
wasn't
I'm sorry,
Northland, it was
Liberty.
Liberty.
Yes, I would.
And I believe, who is it? Zach Hemingway, I think, directs that orchestra. I
Uh,
think.
I think Jim Murray is the music director, but it may have been somebody different.
That's Northland Symphony. It's Northland
Oh,
Symphony. This is not
oh,
Northland. I'm talking
right,
about
right.
Liberty.
Okay, Liberty.
All right.
Well, anyway, John, I wanted to ask you about that recent symphony concert you went to, where you said, I believe they did the Chopin Piano Concerto Number 2.
Yes, that's right.
Was that Matthias Pincher conducting?
Yes, it was. And he's a very sensitive conductor with his soloists, it seems to me.
I was going to ask you about your opinion of Pincher, since this is his first season. I don't know how many concerts he has under his belt at this time. I think like 4 or 5 or something like that. I'm sure you probably have heard most of them. So
Oh,
I'm just,
yeah, yeah.
how do you compare
Um,
Stern?
oh, they're different.
Of course.
I think Mr. Stern did a wonderful job of building the orchestra so that a Matthias Pincher could come in and take it to new heights. And he will, because there's uh, German musicians tend to be very disciplined, and I think he is that. And I gather the orchestra just adores him, and that augurs well for fine performances in the future from all the conductors who come in, because they'll want to play well for every conductor, but Mr. Pincher, Herr Pincher, whatever, Maestro, will take them to an even greater level of excellence, I
Wow.
think.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to talk a little bit about Messiah, done by Spire, which they've been doing every year now, quite a while. I don't know if you know off the top of your head how many times they've done
Oh,
this.
I really don't. But Ben strives to. I mean, okay, he's Ben. Ben strives to make every year somehow special, um, either by changing out the solos, which Handel was happy to do, or just the fresh approach every time. And um, you come away feeling exhilarated when the whole thing, even the somber moments, are beautiful. And what do I want to say? The somber moments are introspective in the most beautiful way. The exciting moments are just amazingly exciting, and it's hard to describe, but I really like it.
And his orchestra is all period instruments, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and that included well, two trumpeters who were using natural horns,
That's kind
and
of
the fellow who did trumpet shall sound was amazing,
we're pretty lucky to have a
amazing.
group that does Messiah on original period instruments. I can't imagine a lot of cities are that lucky. I don't know.
Well, Ben has developed a good support base, and that makes it possible.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
It'd
John,
be wonderful if. Oh, I'm
oh,
sorry.
no,
It'd
no,
be
go
fine
ahead.
if all the organizations. if all the organizations in our town were as well supported as Ben's group is, and a few others as well. Um, I know there are some excellent groups that are really having a little trouble with finances. And uh, I remember what Richard Price always said. He was a wonderful, gentle pastor that we've all known, or many of us have known. And he said, "Oh, I don't give huge amounts to one group. I just sort of give small amounts to a whole bunch of groups." And that was true. And I guess small amounts here and small amounts there from all of us would be helpful to the organizations who need our financial and, well, our financial support and our attendance at their concerts.
I think it's easy for people
Okay.
in Kansas City to take these wonderful musical offerings for granted, but you know, there's no free lunch, and you know, if
Oh,
you,
no, no, no.
uh, I mean, if you want to keep the music going, you do have to support it. Do you think
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
you know, with your bird's eye view of things, going to so many concerts, do you sense that the arts groups have recovered from the pandemic as far as attendance goes?
Quite a good bit, yes.
Uh-huh.
Not fully, but it's nice to see, for example, when we go to symphony, it's nice to see more seats filled each time I go. So that's very heartening.
Oh, that's good.
And
Yeah.
and the friends of chamber music are getting good audiences as well. And I'm sure some of the others are doing pretty well as also.
I went to that Andra.
Harriman-Jewell last night. Harriman-Jewell, I think the Folly was pretty much full for people to hear the King Singers.
Oh, terrific. Yeah, well, they're always a big draw. They're so great. I was at that Andras Schiff concert you mentioned, which was a Friends of Chamber Music concert. I was also very impressed by the attendance for that. That was at Hellsberg Hall, as I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite well attended. So I thought that boded well. It really does seem that the Friends is doing quite well. All, you know, when I go to concerts, they seem to be very well attended. I just wanted to get your take on it because you would, I think, be more sensitive to that. But you're absolutely right. You know, if we want more music, we have to support it. And there's a lot of great music coming up in 2025. And John, we're going to count on you on keeping us apprised of everything that's happening.
Well, I'll certainly promote the ones that I'm attending because that's where I want to see my friends.
Oh, what kind of music are you doing now, John?
Oh, essentially just singing in a church choir, and I do on occasion get an invitation to substitute for one of the organists around town. I had the privilege this year of being the organist at St. Andrews for 2 months while Thomas Vozella was on a sabbatical. And that was great fun. I got to know the people in the congregation and play that really rather fine organ.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm sure that Kansas City's organists are glad that you're here to be a pinch hitter now. And they couldn't ask for a better substitute than you, John.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Be sure to
So,
let people know this is an unsolicited comment.
absolutely unsolicited. And I want to remind people, you know, to read Canon John's concerts of the week every week, go to kcartsbeat.com. We also post it on the KC Arts Beat Facebook page every week. Please like us on Facebook and like us on YouTube, and please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to build KC Arts Beat because we want to bring you news and interviews about Kansas City's amazing, vibrant arts scene, and it's going to even be better in 2025. Thank you, John Schaefer, for joining us today on the KC Arts Beat Report. I wish you and yours a very, very happy holiday season. Are you performing anywhere over the holidays?
Oh, no, no, no performance. I will be playing a service at the end of the month at Country Club Christian, but
Uh-huh.
and then I'll be singing in my home choir at my home parish, which is St. Mary's Episcopal. But other than that, no performances.
Boy, and St. Mary's, we have to say, has one of the finest music programs in the city. And
They're doing a fine job there. Dr. Maglione is fabulous.
Yeah, no, great stuff. We appreciate what they're doing. And we appreciate you too, John. So I look forward to talking to you again, maybe getting an update on things in a little while. But I certainly do appreciate you taking time out of a busy holiday season to talk to us.
You are very welcome indeed.
Well, take care.
Happy holiday.